everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. I hope you guys are having a great day today. So today's video is going to be a get ready with me style of a video where I'm going to try out some new products. Some of these products you must have already seen in my India makeup haul, and some are kind of new which I haven't really used on my channel yet. So I'm really excited to try out these new products with you guys. If you guys are interested, then please continue watching. Okay guys, let's quickly get started without much talking. So I have all the products laid out in front of me. If you want to know which products I'm going to try out today, just see in the description box. All the products will be listed down in the description box, as I always do, by the way. They are always there in the description box. Just go scroll down a bit, you will see that I have listed the products I'm wearing. Okay, let's get started. So first of all, I don't really have a new primer, so I'm just going to use my Smashbox Primerizer primer. I've already spoken about this so many times on my channel. I don't want to waste your time, so just taking a little bit of the primerizer. I'm almost like halfway through the bottle, so it's a really hydrating primer, just my kind of primer. I just love it. And by the way, my mirror is here, so I'm looking here. The primer has set, it's kind of tacky now. So let's go into the foundation. Today I want to try out the Sugar foundation. This is the Ace of the Face foundation stick, and I have two shades, Breve 04 and Mocha 05. So let me quickly open. I haven't really tried this yet. This is not like a review or anything. I will definitely come back to you guys on the review portion of it. So this is how the foundation stick looks like. Really nice packaging. It comes with a brush. I really like that about this, and the brush is pretty nice. It's quite dense, like what you will need for these kind of foundations. So I will just give you a little bit of a comparison. So here you can see Mocha and this one is Breve. So I feel like I will be more towards the Mocha shade. Brave may be a little bit light for me, but Mocha is also not exactly. So this one is Mocha. This is Mocha. Looks like a good match for me. And the other one is Brave. That's Brave. So obviously Brave I cannot use. Probably I'll use this for highlighting or something. So we'll go with Mocha. I'll just apply a little bit of Mocha. Just a little bit. And towards this area I'll just use this to highlight. This is the shade Brave. I'm just blending it like this. The lady told me at the counter to just blend like this. So that's what I'm going to do. So the shade match is pretty good actually. The shade Mocha. I got the shade Brave from Nykaa. I thought that would be a good match, but I had my doubts. So when I saw the Sugar counter, I purchased Mocha as well. The one thing I did not like about this is that the cap is a little too small for the brush and my bristles are getting caught up. On this side, let me use my regular brush which I use most of the time. This is the Zoeva brush. Okay, I would say it's a tad bit dark for me. It's not too much, like, I mean, I can still wear it. It's not like it's very very dark. I would rather have my foundation dark than have it too white, you know what I mean. So I think I will very happily wear the Mocha shade. So that's the foundation done. I really like the coverage. It's not like heavy coverage. It's quite nice, like a medium coverage I would say, and it's looking like pretty skin-like and natural. It's not looking very heavy or cakey. It has blended really nicely. I'm quite happy with the fact. I hope you can see the foundation. It's blended really nicely. But I feel like there's a tiny bit of tackiness, so we'll just use a powder. But first of all, I just want to use a little bit of concealer because I had this, so I want to use it. This is the Wet n Wild concealer in the shade Medium Tawny. Let's just see how this shade is. I'm really curious. I haven't tried it on my face yet. So this is the Wet n Wild concealer in the shade Medium Tawny. So I've already applied the Sugar foundation as concealer. Yeah, so it's like a highlighting shade for me, not a concealing shade. Just as a highlighter I can use this. Pretty light. Just blending it out. Okay, next let's just quickly move on. I'll just set my face with the Nykaa Skingenius powder. So I have this shade, what's the shade? Warm Honey. So this is a Skingenius powder. I have this in my project pan, and I have hit a little bit of pan. So this powder is quite light, like it's not exactly my skin tone. So I usually use this underneath my eyes to set my concealer and stuff, since it's very light. And today my concealer and foundation is pretty, like, looking pretty good. The shade match is good, so I just use it underneath my eyes. For the entire face, let's use this powder. This is the Balm PhotoBalm Powder, and I have the shade Deep, and I feel like this is a pretty dark shade. This is how the packaging is, looks so cute, and this is the shade. So it feels like it's pretty dark and cool tone for me. I'll just apply a tiny bit and see first. So I don't know, I think for the perimeters of my face, where there is anyways going to be bronzing and stuff, I think it's fine. It's not looking that dark, so I'll just apply a little bit of that. And I've just set my face very lightly. Okay, let's just move on. So we are done with my base makeup. I think it's looking pretty good. This is how my base is looking. I think it looks good. I have no complaints. I feel like the foundation has set pretty nicely with the powder and everything. It's looking pretty good, looking quite natural and nothing like too cakey or heavy. So yeah, quite impressed with the foundation. That's a good thing. Next, let's move on to bronzing. So for bronzing, I will, and the blush and everything, I just use this Sugar palette, the face palette. So in here you have bronzer, blush and highlight. Now I also want to use this Nykaa face palette. This is the highlighting and illuminating duo, but I think I'll just save it for another video. I'll just use it in another video, but in today's video I will just use this face palette. It looks so beautiful. So there's a blush, a highlighter and the bronzer. The bronzer, I feel like it may be a little bit light for me, so let's see how it's going to go. So taking a little bit of the bronzer, this is the, what is the shade? Vivid Victory. So this is palette 02 Vivid Victory, which I feel is the deeper palette. So taking the bronzing shade first, I'll try to contour a little bit. It's light for my skin tone, definitely, but it's not, nothing like it's not going to work. You can build it up. As you can see, you just have to build it up. So I'm trying to contour my face with this. Does it look like my face is contoured? Yeah, I think so. I think it's a lightly contoured. So okay, let's just do some light contouring today. I think if you're deeper than me, this bronzer is not going to work for you. On my skin tone also, you really have to build up the bronzer, but it's quite buildable. At least you can see it's going to give you a very natural bronzing. Little bit on the forehead. Okay, I think I'm happy with what I have. Let's apply the blush quickly. So the blush shade is so beautiful in here. It's like a rosy, deep rosy pink sort of a blush. It's not too intensely heavily pigmented that you're going to look like a clown at the first go. So let's be very careful. I've just taken a little bit. Okay, I don't need to be that scared. It's not like crazy pigmented. Some of the like Wet n Wild blushes, the deeper shades, they are like extremely crazily pigmented. You have to be very careful. And even the Elegant blush palette is also like crazily pigmented. Have to be careful. This one, yeah, you don't have to be that careful. Still be careful, but not that much. Okay, the shade is really pretty. I love the blush shade. So that's the blush done, looking really nice. Let's do the highlighter also. I have swatched this highlighter. It's so beautiful. It's like a golden highlight. This is the highlight. It's so pretty and it's very smooth. It doesn't look like too much. This is a swatch of it on my hands. As you can see, it looks very smooth and very pretty. I'm really impressed with this highlighter. and I'm applying the highlighter kind of like a blush topper. So I just apply on the cheekbones and just drag it on onto my blush. That's how I have been applying it nowadays, my highlighter. There are phases where I go through different ways of applying highlighters and blushes. So what I'm showing you right now is my current phase. Sometimes also use a brush like this and go on the highlighter. That makes it look more smoother. Okay, so that's how my face is looking right now. That's the highlighter. It's so pretty. Super impressed with the highlighter and the blush. The face palette is really good. Very impressed. Apart from the bronzing shade, I think the other two products are really good. Okay, next I think we'll move on to the eyes. Before that, let me quickly do my brows. So for brows, I will use this one. This is the Faces brow defining pencil, and I have the shade dark brown, I think, or the last shade. So here's the brow pencil. This is how it looks. It has a spoolie at the end, and this is the shade. I feel like, I don't know, I'll know how when I apply it. It's a deep grayish brown sort of a color. Let's see. And it's not very pointed. It's like the regular kajal pencils, which has been made into a brow product. So, and it's very creamy, and it's too pigmented. Like, it's quite pigmented and creamy. So I don't like my brow products to be very pigmented and very creamy. So I feel like this product is just that. It's too creamy and it's too pigmented. So I don't know if I'll be using it that much. Let me just brush my hair. The thing is that this one, I don't know, it is not going to hold its shape, right? It's not going to stay this pointy all the time because the thickness of the product is so much. So how will I get a precise line? That's my worry. The color is not bad actually. I think the color for my brow hair is a pretty good match. Okay, I'll just apply a little bit of the Benefit Gimme Brow, and I use the shade 5. That is the perfect match for my brow hairs. It's the shade Deep. Oh no, it's the second last shade, I think. Second last deep shade, I think. Last shade is 6, I feel. Or it's 5, I don't remember. Okay, now you must be wondering what I'm going to do to the eyes. Let's use a little bit of that one. Where is my Nykaa eyeshadow? Yeah, found it. So this one, the Dare to Bare Wet and Dry eyeshadow palette. I thought let me just use it on my eyes and see how it is. I think all are shimmer. Oh my god, no, I can't use this one. Okay, so change of plans. All are shimmers. I can't really use this one. I needed something like brown on my eyes because I'm going to use the Stila Shimmer and Glow. I got a new shade, so I want to use only that. Okay, let me get a palette from there. I'm back. So I'm going to use the NYX Ultimate palette, and I'm going to use these two brownish reddish shades or whatever, these shades here, just the matte shades, to just create a little bit of color and definition onto the eyes. Then I'll use the Stila one. So using this shade first. My brushes are so dirty nowadays. I still need to wash them, so I cannot do any tutorials until I wash my brushes. They are so dirty, all the brushes. If I have to do a quick party look, this is what I will do. Okay, I think that's it. I don't want to spend too much time blending my eyeshadow. Let's go into this one, the Stila Shimmer and Glow. So this is shade Twig, and it's so beautiful. This is how the shade looks like. It's the Shimmer and Glow. It's not the Glitter and Glow. I also got a Glitter and Glow, the blue one. That's also really pretty. This one is the more shimmery eyeshadow, liquid eyeshadow. Like a deep brownish bronzy sort of a color. And if you have my skin tone, or anybody can use it actually, it looks so pretty. So I just apply it almost all over my eyes. So this is the shade. Like there is some kind of a understated glamorousness here. So So I think this side it has applied beautifully. This side there is some patchiness, so I'll just go and fix it. There is some patchiness over here. And these Stila ones, they feel very lightweight on the eyes. Unlike the Colourpop ones, even if you layer too much, these do not feel very heavy. The Colourpop ones, if you layer too much, they kind of give you a very textured appearance on the eyelids, and these ones don't do that. They are very smooth. They look smooth. There is no textured, like a wrinkly appearance on the eyelids. We'll just apply some highlight shade underneath the brow bones. So using my NYX palette again, this is such a handy palette for my brow bone highlight. This shade is pretty nice. Okay, next we are going to apply some liner, mascara. Now for liner, I'm going to use my Shimmer eyeliner. This one I have been raving about recently, and it was in my favorites last month. This is so good. This is so long wearing, and it just looks so deep and black when you just apply it the first time even. So I just apply a little bit of liner, and it's a brush tip liner. So if you're not comfortable with brush tip liners, probably you're not going to like it, but nowadays I quite like it. And I'm going to do a very thin line. I'm not doing a wing line or anything, and the brush is quite thin, so it's very easy to do a thin line. You get very good color payoff at one go. Okay, my eyeliner is done. Very easy to apply. Next, let's apply some kajal, and for that I'm going to use the Plum Kajal. And I have heard so many people rave about this kajal. I finally had to try it. So I got the shade Black. Why does it look purple? No, it's black. Okay, I got the shade Black, and yeah, it feels very creamy and nice. But I feel like the Faces one is more creamier, like my first impressions. This is the first time I've swatched it, but maybe it's long wearing or something like that. But I feel like my Faces one is a little bit more black. Why do I feel that? Anyways, I will be doing a comparison of all the kajals I have got, so you'll get a detailed comparison, and how long lasting each and every kajal is. I'll do a video on that very soon. So I use the Plum Kajal, really nice. Next, let's use a mascara. For mascara, I'm going to use this one, the Kiko Milano 30 Days Extension Daily Treatment Mascara. Now this one is black in color. This is how the packaging looks like, and this is supposed to be a treatment mascara. For this one also, I will do a video. I will take a before and after picture, and I'll show you guys on my Instagram as well. This is the bristles of this mascara. My first impression is it's not doing anything dramatic like my Lash Princess or the Essence Lash Princess. It's just coating my lashes, but it's giving a nice amount of volume, I think, but there's not too much lengthening. When I did the second coat, the results were a little bit better. So this is how the volume and curl is. I think it's giving a decent amount of volume, but there's not much curling. The wand is not curling that much, so it doesn't feel like it's giving a lot of length. What I experienced with some of my other mascaras like the Benefit Bad Gal and the Essence Lash Princess, both of them can curl the lashes really nicely. So anyways, this is a treatment mascara, so let's see, it has some other benefits as well. So I'll let you guys know about my thoughts on that. And yeah, I think the last product which I want to use is this one. No, I have one more product I'm going to use. I will just show you guys. First, let's apply the lipstick. Using the Kiko lipstick again. This is the Instant Lip Color in the shade 10, and it's a really pretty berry, purpley pink berry sort of a color. The wand is something like this, and it has like a hole in the middle, so you get a good amount of product. You don't have to double dip, and the tip is also really nice, and the application is pretty good. I have used this once before. It's a very lightweight, very thin formula, but it applies really nicely and it will dry down matte within like 30 seconds or so, 30 or 45 seconds, and it's really comfortable. I've used this one day before. I was wearing it for like a couple of hours or so, and it was really comfortable. It's completely matte, it doesn't transfer, and the texture is really nice on the lips. It doesn't crack or anything like that. It's pretty comfortable, so I quite like the Kiko formula. I think one last thing which I want to use just a little bit, just to try it out. So this is the Kiko, what is this called? This is the color correcting powder, and it looks like this. This is a color correcting powder. It has a lot of colors in it, and this is supposed to like even out your skin tone and everything. Let me apply a little bit and see. I'll just swirl my brush. I don't know. I don't want to apply. Maybe apply on my neck. Okay. So this is like a finishing powder. Did it do something? I'm not really sure. Did it make my face a little white? I don't know. Anyways, I'll just try it out more times and I'll let you guys know. I think now I just need to set my face. I'll use this Milani Make It Last setting spray all over my face. Okay guys, so this is how my makeup is looking right now. I think I quite like it. I feel like my highlighter is pretty blinding at this moment, so I would definitely apply a little bit less the next time. And I like the blush. I like the Shimmer and Glow, the Stila one, and quite like the brow product. I really like the foundation stick, definitely something which I will use again. And the concealer was nice. I need to still try it out some more. The face palette was nice. The eyeshadow palette I did not really use. I will use it probably. And I am a little confused about this one, the color correcting powder. I will get back to you guys on that. The Plum Kajal is, first impression wise, it's a good kajal. Yeah, I think most of the products I've tried, I will use them again. So I'm really excited to use them again and let you guys know my final thoughts on these products. If you have used any of these products, then do let me know what are your thoughts on these products. I think that's it for today's video. It was really fun filming it and trying out all of these products. I really hope that this was helpful to you in some way as well. If you are watching me for the first time, I really hope you'll consider subscribing. If you like this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys really soon in my next video. Bye.